Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Pharaoh. Welcome back, and in today's video we will be looking at the Selective Summons. This is the first episode of the free-to-play beginner series as of May 2023 for Ep1. So some big things actually going on in the game right now. There is a custom limited banner going on. This happens in like April, end of April, beginning of May, like end of October, beginning of November, I think, around those times typically. There's also a collab event going on too. So if this stuff isn't showing when you start your game, like that's normal. There's going to be 2 banners showing that probably won't be a limited summon. If you start now though, you could get some good stuff like Seaside Bologna's in here, Landy's in here. They are extremely good units. You don't have to have them to start the game though. I won't be pulling for them. I have the time. I have 8 more days here that I could pull on it, but I would like for this series to be like you can start at any time. You don't start with 2 OP units. But yeah, so I'll show the Selective Summon here. All you have to do to get here is beat the 4th stage of the game. So if you could beat 4 stages of the game, you'll end up at a Selective Summon. So I just pulled a bunch of summons to show the 2 5-star units that you should be going for. And then there was one artifact in here that's really, really good. Aureus is a 4-star artifact that's really good. If you could get that paired with Iceria, that would be awesome. There's also another one called Caladra, which is a mage artifact. So this artifact increases the defense of all allies and receives damage in the place of all allies as well. Caladra is a mage artifact that deals more damage if the enemy is debuffed, which you're typically going to want to be debuffing your enemies anyway. So it's pretty good for mages. Some 4-stars to look out for is Clarissa. I don't have her on the account I'm going to use. I just summoned this stuff so you guys could see that you can go over 30 summons. For anyone that's returning, you have an unlimited amount of summons that you can do now. On the account that I'm making here, I did 443. It took me like 2.5 hours. It took forever to do this stuff. You don't have to do that. If you're a brand new player, this would be a phenomenal pull. I mean, Kiris is fantastic. Like, the 3 stars are random. The 3-star artifacts and heroes are all random. You don't have to get any of these 3 stars or this artifact. Like, that's totally fine. I would just look for Iceria and then be done with it. If you're a returning player, it might be worth your time to get Iceria plus 1 or 2 other things that you wanted. I did 443 to get Iceria plus Dingo and Caladra. I think Clarissa would have been top tier there. Clarissa is probably the best 4-star you can get from these pulls of 4 stars. If you are new to the game, the 4 stars in this game are pretty bad. I mean, they're just kind of bad. You have 3 stars that are... There are more usable 3 stars in the game than there are 4 stars. Even half the light dark 4 stars in the game are pretty much unusable. It's really about a couple of 3 stars, and then you can specialty change some of those 3 stars to make them even better. And then it's about the Nat 5s. And the Nat 5s, luckily, are very easy to get. This is a very free-to-play friendly game. They give you tons of Sky Stones, which you can use to turn into bookmarks, and you use 5 bookmarks for 1 summon. So 50 bookmarks would get you 10 summons. And there's a pity system in this game, so once you summon 120 times on a specific banner, that 121st summon is guaranteed to be the Nat 5 of the banner, the Nat 5 that you're looking for. Each banner also comes with an artifact that is attached to that hero. It's the same every single time you run that banner. It'll be the same hero and artifact together. So yeah. But in terms of just starting the game, whether you're returning or new, you pretty much should just be picking one of these. Some other people might disagree, but in my opinion, there is absolutely no reason to take any other 5-star from the Selective Summons other than these 2. Vildarid is just a fantastic AoE cleave unit. He will get you through a lot of the early game content for sure, a lot of adventure. The first 2 chapters of the game, he is going to do very well. The 3rd chapter, he can do some work in as well. But at that point in the story, you're probably going to have other units already built up that are a little tankier in nature and might just be helping you to keep more of your units alive and helping you to clear those stages a little easier. This is also a new thing to the game. The promotion system is different now. You don't have to upgrade fodder. You don't have to level up fodder and promote it and keep doing that to make 6 stars. It's all based on how much stigma you get now, and you trade in that stigma for. It used to be for penguins and phantasmas, and now it's for penguins and blooms. You use these little bloom icon things to promote your units. So there's no reason for a farmer anymore. So Vildred did lose some usefulness there, but he's still going to be clearing those stories really fast. You still want to form catalysts, so he's a great unit. He's great for Banshee and Asmonak as well. He's great in some raid teams. Iseria is, by most people, considered the #1 pick, and it's really for this skill. She resets the cooldown of an ally, except for the caster, and then she gets the extra turn, and she can do cannot buff, and she decreases defense on 2 turns, which is insane as well. But yeah, like Iseria is probably the better one to go with at this point, since there's literally no reason to level fodder in adventure anyway. So yeah, I would just pick her up. I did on the other account. I just wanted to show this here so you guys could physically see the characters. If you are new, you don't know who Iseria and Vildred are, that's what they look like. And then again, there were two 4-star units, Clarissa and Dingo, that are very good, and 2 artifacts that are very good, Caladra and Arius. You don't have to go for those. You could just get the unit, and this would be fine. Like this one over here would be a fine pull. So I'm going to switch over to the other account that I just started and show you guys what I pulled over there. And yeah, I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, so I'm onto the account that I will be using for this free-to-play guide. I figured I'd show these buffs first. You'll have 14 days when you start. The first time you see it, it'll look like 13 days, 23 hours, and like 58 minutes or 57 minutes or whatever. So I've already used up a full day. I didn't get much done yesterday. But you do get 30% extra battle experience, 30% extra battle gold. You get double conquest points in arena, and you have the spirit altars open for all spirit altars are open for 14 days basically. So you do have all of that stuff. I guess we'll do the event summon I have here. We're getting a bunch of free summons every day, so I'll just do them on let's do them on camera. They're basically all going to be new stuff anyway. But yeah, like I said, Iseria is probably the best one to pick. If you want to pick Vildred, you can. For people that are free to play, I would go with Iseria. For people that are willing to spend some money, wow, a 4-star or a 5-star Moonlight hero. This could be interesting. Wow. This is supposed to be a free-to-play account. Anyway, well, Angelica, fantastic. So you do get Angelica for free. This will just be a skill imprint, which is effect resistance, which really doesn't matter for what we'll be using her for anyway. So that's not a big deal. But yeah, yeah. It's so annoying when all of the stuff is new and you can't skip like any of it. But I'll show that I got the Dingo and the Caladra. You guys, I'll physically be able to show you. But Clarissa, I didn't get. I didn't want to reroll 100 million times to get. She's trash anyway. That's good. Fantastic. I don't want to reroll 100 million times to get like the perfect selective summons I was looking for. But yeah, I would say Iseria Clarissa is probably the best start you can get, though. I feel like that's pretty safe to say. So yeah, we got through that. This is that I could probably even just transmit that just to show that I don't really like her at all. You get these gold transmit stones as well. Every 20 summons that you do, you get one of these, and once you get 6 of these, you can trade them in for galaxy bookmarks here, which is what you should trade these in for, not these 5-star or 4 to 5-star hero tickets. Always do the galaxy bookmarks. I mean, the chance to get an LD5, a Moonlight 5-star hero, makes a lot more sense. This is the current team I'm going through adventure with. I should have Free Spirit T-Area now too, I think. I thought I did. Should have just gotten her. Yeah. So you get this free unit as well. After you do your selective summons, you'll do the first chapter of adventure, and you will get this free Spirit Tea area for free, completely skilled up all the way. She's completely skill enhanced. She does some stuff like the second skill does an AoE hit, and then once you awaken her, awakening is locked until you beat chapter 2. Once you awaken her up, she will have an AoE here on the second skill that hits, and if it kills an enemy, the skill is reset, and you can continue to use this AoE attack over and over again. The third skill does a defense break and gives her immunity, and then there's an attack break on here as well. So decreases defense, decreases attack, single target, and then this is a pretty nice AoE heal as well, and she gets health back, but typically she doesn't need the health back. It just is what it is. Mui is this unit here. I'll be building him for Wyvern. Pretty much everybody that's starting in the game should. If you don't pull him, like my other account, I went hundreds of pulls without pulling him. There are teams that you can build without him, but he's definitely really a unit that you want to get early on. So yeah, it's a little unfortunate if you don't get him. Like I didn't get him legitimately for like 400 summons or something, or 500. It took a long time, but every single time you summon on like a banner or a covenant summon or whatever, there is a 1% chance you'll get him. So I don't know why it took me that long, but whatever. I did end up going with Dingo. He dispels buffs from your team. He cleanses them, and then he gives them a increased critical hit chance, and he decreases the skill cooldown. And then every time an enemy dies, this skill decreases by 1 turn. Like you'll be able to use it faster. This is an AoE attack that does 2 different debuffs that do damage over time, and then this skill does damage over time and has a chance to activate the second skill, which is once again an AoE that does a bunch of debuffs. So this pairs great with a mage that you can use Collateral on. Collateral is this artifact right here. Once again, increases damage dealt. So you can pick Mercedes, or there is another Moonlight 5-star hero here as well. You could pick Spectre Tenebria. Pretty much everybody would recommend that you do. It's a hard choice for me between Arbiter, Vildred, and Spectre Tenebria. The rest of them you just shouldn't pick. But Spectre Tenebria has an AoE stun and decreases the combat readiness of all remaining enemies by 50% when an enemy dies. So you have to kill an enemy to be able to get the decreased combat readiness. You're really looking for the stun here, and then damage dealt increases proportional to the number of debuffs inflicted on the enemy, and that should stack with Collateral, so she can do a ton of damage with this AoE skill, her third skill. This one keeps her hidden from enemies, I think. When an ally capable of being attacked is still remaining, the caster cannot be selected. Yeah, so as long as the enemy is using a single target skill, she can't be touched. As long as she's not the last unit on your team alive. And then this one hits 2 enemies. It cannot trigger a counter attack, which is much bigger for PvP content, like Arena and RTA. And she does poisons as well. So the thing with Arbiter Vildred, he does an AoE attack, and then he revives when he's killed, so that he comes back with full combat readiness and resets the third skill, so you can get this AoE off again if you didn't already. When the enemy is defeated with this skill, cooldown does not occur, so you could theoretically use this skill like 3 times in Arena. I mean, you could just use it over and over again if you keep killing something, or you die, you come back with 100% of your combat readiness, and then you use your AoE skill again. So yeah, and then this skill hits 2 random enemies, decreases combat readiness, but doesn't do any debuffs. So the big thing for him is you can use him as a replacement for Vildred for Asmonak, where you don't want to do a bunch of debuffs. You can't really use Spectre Tenebria because she has these poisons. So Arbiter Vildred is a great unit here. I'm gonna sit back and consider which one I would like to take here before I do an answer on camera. But yeah, this is all for today. I know this was a ton of information for in 15 minutes, but basically, if you could only take 1 or 2 things from this, pick Isaria from your selective summons. If you are completely free to play, she's a unit that is going to help you a lot in PvE content and potentially in PvP later on in the game. pick Vildred if you're willing to spend money, because he will help speed up your account, and you spending that money, you will get all the summons back anyway, and then you can get Iceria later from a banner. So that is all for this video. I'll be going more in depth in different things, different topics as we go further here, but I hope this helped if you're just beginning, and I'll see everybody in the next video.